Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. The Sports Bros podcast is here. Two-thirds of us, um, as it may be, want to send condolences with our sports bro Eddie Cool, the head of creative at the HOC, with mourning the loss of his uncle. So we definitely send condolences with him as he is with family during this time, and definitely during the holiday season is especially rough on families. So we send our prayers and thoughts with him during this time. Um, but we've been away from you for quite some time. We took a little bit of a break
Weeks.
during the Christmas holiday as we traveled here and there, whatnot. Scotty D, I know he went home. Well, he went to North Myrtle, which I call home. I decided to brave the elements and head to New York City for Christmas, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But this is episode 324 of the Sports Bros podcast. As I mentioned before, the HOC is with family at this moment in time. I am the almighty Be Live, trying to run this thing, trying to do this whole producing, directing, and participating in the podcast. It is not the easiest thing to do, but hey, somebody's gonna recognize this talent of what I do, and you're gonna be seeing me producing, broadcasting bigger and better things, including the Sports Pro podcast in 2026. We're going to do big things. We're only growing stronger. Coming up on our seventh year in existence.
I feel like you're going to talk into 2026.
Let's see. There you go. There you go. See. First of all, you're gonna take my cues. I'm
Introduce the other guy.
I'm gonna cue you in like I normally do, sir. How dare you? Allow me to bring in the other guy. I have to introduce him. This is crazy. Oh man, the meanest, the greenest, the toughest lunch lady in all of Washington, Pennsylvania, Trinity High School's finest, the one, the only, the money man, Scotty D.
What's happening? What's going on in the world today? Somebody had to say it.
You are absolutely right. See, I'm out of place.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and blah, 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 blah. This is it. Last episode of the year. And then Happy New Year. We're going off to 2026.
Woo!
It seems like it was just 2025 earlier this afternoon. And we're already going off to 2026. How about that?
Man, and 2025 has been jam packed when it comes to the sports world. And we'll dive into that a little bit later into the program. But what we're going to do now, we're going to hop into what we call the top of the order.
All right, let's get this thing. Here it is, of the order.
One. And we're back with the top of the order. And Scotty D, much appreciated to the work that you do behind the scenes and putting our show together, putting our production points together. We want to talk about the NFL. The NFL, we just we're finishing up week 17. We got one more week to go, and man, week 18 is got some games for us. But before we dive into week 18, we want to talk about what we've seen the past 17 weeks. And we want to talk about going into the playoffs, the teams we trust the most and the teams that we trust the absolute least going into the playoffs. Scotty D, who has gained your trust?
It's hard to not all of a sudden wake up. And I don't know why I wasn't paying much attention to the 49ers all year, but that was a heck of a game with the Bears on Sunday night. Still not sure about their defense, but speaking of defense, early in the season, way back when it was one of the months that ended with BER October, September. I guess they all do November, December. Yeah, one of the early ones. One of those early ones, September, October. I kept saying, the Eagles aren't playing well, but boy, does their defense look really good. And now I feel like they have reestablished that. And I feel like writing the Eagles off at this point would be a bad idea because they defensively went into Buffalo and really gave the Bills a hard time. Offensively, they didn't gel so well in the second half, and the Bills could have won that game with just one better pass at the end of the game by Josh Allen. One better pass. By the way, just to stray off the topic, there was some debate on Fox after that about whether they should have gone for two in that situation or kicked the extra point. What did you feel in that situation? Because the second half, the Eagles gained 17 yards the entire second half, while the Bills had all that offensive momentum and they owned the game in the second half. And they went for two, and they were. I think Terry Bradshaw was the only one who agreed with them on that panel, and the rest all kind of were against it. They all liked the kick it, tie, go to overtime. What did you think of that?
Um, you know me. I'm always an advocate of take the points. Like I don't understand leaving points on the board. Like especially that was a tie the game, extra point tie the game, and I feel like I mean I think
You're at
that was
home in overtime.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like that was a desperation move just because they weren't happy with the way they were. I guess they were handling the ball. Like I mean 13-12 between two of the best teams in the NFL is not the best game to watch, and they're looking at Philadelphia's defense and they're not being able to really move the ball that well. So it just seems it still seems desperation to me. You kick that extra point, you've tied the game up, you go into overtime, and you trust your MVP quarterback. I mean, that's where I'm always that I don't like those go for it, go for two, risking it all for what? I mean, maybe the Bills were like, oh, they're playing with house money. If I'm not mistaken, the Patriots had already won earlier, so they were like, oh, you know
Yeah.
what? So I don't know the tiebreakers scenario between the two.
Well, they needed to win. They needed to win to still have a shot at winning the division, I believe.
So
that eliminated them from winning their division.
Right, and so they still had an opportunity. So you essentially just conceded the division in that sense. You conceded. Now you're looking at possibly a 7 seed because all of that's still up in the air. The Chargers, the Texans, and the Buffalo Bills all sit at 11-5. Let me see if I get some tiebreaker situations, if I can pull them out real quick. Yeah, the Buffalo Bills, as I said right now, they're the 7 seed. So they would actually, right now, they would have to travel to New England. That would be one heck of a playoff game.
Yeah, I would sign me up to watch that one.
So yeah, that is big right there. Because right now, as it sits right now, the Denver Broncos, they have the number 1 seed. They have the tiebreaker based on best wins percentage of common games. So a lot is still left to be written. A lot.
See, I think this might sound like a stupid answer because we know the outcome. I think going for two is the right move there, for the simple fact that if you're going into overtime, you have to have a bunch of things still happen offensively and defensively to win the game. Whereas if right now you have win one play, and you win the game. You don't have to drag your defense back out there. You don't have to hope your receiver doesn't fumble a slippery, wet ball on a rainy day. You don't have to hope the right situation happens with the coin toss. I think right there you say, I got the MVP quarterback from last year, and he's got a lot of things going his way right now. He had a bad ankle. His ankle is bugging him a little bit. But still, he had just led them on multiple drives down the field. Buffalo couldn't be stopped. Surely he can pick up 3 yards for us, 2 yards for us. And then he threw one of the most Dak-like passes I've seen all season because he had a wide open receiver and he just let the ball sail on him and didn't make the play. I think that's the right move. I do, and I know it didn't work out, but so it sounds stupid for me to say that because it ended up being wrong. But
But no,
I
I
think
get
when
you.
you have the opportunity to control your destiny right here, let's go get 2 yards, and we're going to win and have a chance to still win our division. And then you don't drag your tired, wet players off the bench and put them back out on the field. I think that was the move, and it just didn't get executed. And the receiver was open. It was just
Yeah, yeah.
a bad pass. He was there. It was a play that should have worked. So I don't know.
No, no,
I
I
think
like
I
your
think the Eagles.
rationale.
I think the Eagles gained. I don't know if I still would say they're the Super Bowl favorite, but at this point, them and the 49ers, neither that I really seriously consider as contenders. And now I consider both of them as much as anybody. I've been saying Rams all year long. Rams, Rams, Rams. And now I trust the 49ers Eagles as much as the Rams, if not more.
This because I might be showing a little bias, but watching the Seahawks Carolina game, I think I might be trusting the Seahawks. I think Sam Darnold just might not get in his own way this time because of the way that the Seahawks played defense. They were after it. The Carolina wide receivers are obviously not the strongest in the league, mind you, but there was zero separation. They couldn't get the ball off. The Seahawks disrupted that side of the ball so much that it. I mean, Darnold in those scoring drives that he had was such a short field because the Seahawks are ball hawks. They turnovers, short field, and they got after it. I'm trusting the Seahawks.
Hmm.
I still think that the
I
Rams.
still don't. I still don't.
I know this. I know
I
Sam does.
can't. I can't get there, Sam Darnold yet.
But that's. I mean, he's done it. Here's the thing. He's done it in regular season 2 years in a row with two different
I
teams.
know. I know.
That's wild. And
I think he
granted,
was the fifth quarterback to win back-to-back 13-win seasons, if I'm not mistaken. Like the fifth or sixth quarterback to ever do that. But he looked
and
so
the
bad in the
only
playoffs last year that I
and Sam Darnold's the only one that's done it with two different teams. So that's so that I look, and the thing about this is not necessarily Sam Darnold. It was the defense. The defense put
yeah.
Seattle's offense in such a good position, and on top of that, Carolina is usually pretty good against the run game, and that Kenneth Walker was okay, but Charbonnet was playing like a man possessed, and so I just Smith and Jigba was able to get the ball when be able to do what he needed to get done and everything. I trust the Seahawks a little bit. I trust them more than I did before. And when it comes to the AFC side of the ball, this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm a defensive guy. We wrote this team completely off. I'm starting to trust the Houston Texans. They get
Yeah.
after it.
Yeah. Defensively, they're
Defense,
really good.
they get after it. No, that's the type of again disrupting the game. Teams lean on their offense so much, especially teams that are inexperienced. They lean on their offense because that's the sexy part of the game. But the Seahawks and the Texans, I think they have the formula. They know how to disrupt the game, make a short field for their offense, and that's what wins championships. I Denver, I can't trust Denver and New England. I don't know why I can't. They keep
I don't
managing to
either.
win, but
I agree.
I saw a stat the other day that the Patriots at 13-3, only one of their games that they have won has been over against a team that was over 500. So
Yeah,
guess what? In the playoffs, every team is going to be over 500.
that's right.
So
And head to head, if they host Buffalo, I still like Buffalo.
yeah,
I still do. I know
Buffalo.
New England's had a great year, and they have a quarterback who might end up getting named MVP, but that playoff inexperience to me, just I don't trust them. And I tell you who I lost trust in was the Chargers, man. I just kept thinking all year, well, once they get closer, they're gonna gel, and Harbaugh's gonna have this team ready. Man, they just didn't look that good to me against Houston. I mean, that's Houston's, a big part of that, but a home game and they just didn't perform all that well. I still think they might be a year away, but they're going to be in the tournament. They're going to be in it. They're going to be in it. So I seem to be gaining a little trust in the Jaguars too, which I didn't have any of them. But right there, they're like my 49ers of the AFC, where they quietly have just kept winning, and I just haven't paid them a lot of attention. I don't know that I watched an entire Jaguars game this year, but
they're right there. They're right there in the thick of things. I wonder if there is a possibility that they could get the number one seed, which would be unheard of. If the Broncos and the Patriots both lose, but it is wild. It's crazy. I am loving what I see out of Jacksonville again. As much, and that's my boy. You see him wearing the Clemson shirt. Trevor Lawrence is my dude. This is the first time like he's been playing like he's at this level. Like in the playoffs, it's just a different beast. Can he maintain that composure? He's been to big games before in college. Pros is a whole different game. So
yeah,
that's what
he still has a lot to prove.
Yeah, oh yeah. And so maybe that chip on his shoulder might be what it is. So he's playing. He's doing what he needs to do. Like he didn't have the best game throwing the ball this past week, but 2 rushing touchdowns from your quarterback. He's versatile. He gets the ball in the end zone, and they win games. So, hey, I haven't lost trust in him. Like I'm with you where I lost trust in the Chargers.
I'll tell you who I have trust in, and this is jumping ahead to our 2026 preview, and that's the Dallas Cowboys, because Mr. Jera pretty much has promised that they're going to right the ship next year. They have the bones of a really good defense, and they're just you only need one time getting into the championship game before you erase 30 years of failure. That's kind of what he's getting. And I believe in him. I believe in Jerry Jones and the Cowboys getting into. We'll be talking about them this time next year. Championship game. I trust in Mr. Jera.
You really believe that?
I believe.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Let's not do that to yourself. That is ridiculous. And I know there's some people that still believe in Santa Claus. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what. All right, Mama Claus. I watched put together Christmas in a beautiful way for the little kids. They were like, oh, it's Santa coming. Like,
you must be a cotton-headed ninny muggins if you don't believe in Santa Claus.
Wow. That I'm refraining from commenting on. What did you say again?
Cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Okay.
You must not be watching Elf.
Oh, I have not seen that movie. I'm sorry.
What?
I've never seen Elf. That is.
Oh, shame on you for 6 weeks.
I understand. It is what it is. The team that I've lost trust in the NFC, by the way, and it hurts. But the Green Bay Packers.
I knew that was yeah.
I mean, without Micah Parsons, Jordan Love is still on the mend. It's almost they're almost dead in the water. And
hey, that was an entertaining game though between the Packers and the Ravens. Both backup quarterbacks played well in that game. I didn't see a major drop off from Jordan Love to Malik Willis that night. I got to say,
John Harbaugh. I want you to focus right here. I want to get in the mic real strong with this one. You see what happens when you hand the ball off to Derrick Henry? Did you happen to notice what happened when you fed Derrick Henry the ball? 36 carries, 214 yards, 4 touchdowns. I needed that Derrick Henry all year. I had him on my fantasy team for that reason. And you just refuse to use him. But now here it is.
Have you ever heard anybody say, I don't like Derrick Henry?
No.
Everybody likes that dude. Everybody, he's like one of those guys that commands so much respect that everybody likes him. How can you not like that guy? Give
Every
him the
now,
ball.
every now and again, somebody wants to bring up a fumble that he had, but dude, there's few and far
Yeah,
between.
he doesn't
Give,
fumble a lot. No, he
give,
doesn't.
give that man the ball. You see exactly what happened. Feed him. Feed Derrick Henry. Oh man. This coming weekend, we're going to get into week 18 matchups of the NFL. Right in just a little bit. We're going to continue with the top of the order right here on the Sports Bros podcast. Stay. Don't you dare go away. We'll be
We have a
right
commercial. We
back.
have,
Yes.
we have
Oh yeah.
sponsors. We have sponsors now.
We don't have sponsors,
Oh,
but
oh,
we'll
oh. Maybe it's getting a paid.
And we
Back.
are
Back.
back. All right. Yes. Let's talk about week 18, the matchups that make for compelling football and what the NFL hopes to do whenever they make these schedules every single week. Um,
They messed up on Christmas. Let's just say
Steelers.
that they messed up on
Oh,
Christmas.
yeah, those, yeah, you- looking back at the beginning of the season, those games would have been
Yeah, I
something.
mean, you would figure that Broncos and Chiefs would have playoff implications. Who was the middle one? Ravens and Lions. Is that who played on Lions and somebody? Packers. No. Vikings. Vikings. They played the Vikings. They lost. And then the Cowboys
Oh yeah,
played
okay, yeah.
Washington. And four of those six teams were already mathematically eliminated when Santa came down the chimney. So those three games were not only were they not good, but they were on streaming services. And I hope you're happy, Roger Goodell. They pay you had to give them coal on Christmas. You gave them coal. You didn't give them a gift. And if you didn't pay for streaming, you certainly weren't going to buy it for that mess that was on Christmas. And one other thing here, and let me just get this off my chest. This guy that's got his sleeves rolled up in a tie, and he's over there pointing at the board saying this team has a 50% chance of making it, and this team's going to be. You see this guy in the studio? They've been doing it. Stop that! Stop that! This is not. You're not following an election night and saying if you get this many votes in this county, you're going to carry this state. Just stop that. We're not stupid. We can see if the Ravens win two games, and the Steelers lose their two, they're in the play. I don't need a big stupid board and you with your sleeves rolled up. I'm done with that. See something. I'll give you something worth watching. Put me on there. Get rid of rolled up sleeve playoff sleuth.
What they think is entertaining at all. Let's not
All right,
say
let's
we
talk about
did,
the Carolina Panthers and Tampa Bay
but
Buccaneers on Saturday. Was this game already?
they decided like, and then the games that they were going to put on Sunday night, and so they picked the Panthers Buccaneers Saturday afternoon. Then it's the Seahawks 49ers Saturday evening, and then Sunday
49ers.
evening is the Steelers Ravens. And those,
So they left bare bones and scraps for the ones and fours on
well,
Sunday.
again, there's still a lot of things that have not been determined as far as seeding is concerned. So there's some games out there that still have a lot of meaning. Not nothing.
Yeah, as soon as the Steelers lost Sunday, I said, "Well, that's a Sunday night game next week." I knew that was going into that spot.
So
And if you're the Steelers, shame on you. You only have to beat a 3-win team with Shador Sanders at quarterback, who looked awful, by the way. All you have to do is beat that team, and you're in the playoffs. You just went to Detroit and won up there in a game that you had to have, and you get Cleveland. Imagine if you're in the playoffs and you get Cleveland. You're winning that game, right? That's basically what this was. This was a playoff game to beat Cleveland to advance, and they couldn't do it. Now they have to deal with Baltimore. And I don't know if Lamar Jackson's going to be back this coming week or not. I don't think it's been determined yet. But the Ravens put up 40 without him the other night or whatever it was.
they fed Derrick Henry the ball, as
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier. Like, hey,
Yep.
and so everything's on the line for those two games, win or go home. This is absolutely a playoff match for the Steelers, Ravens, and the Bucks and the Panthers. And let me go ahead.
Where is that game? Is that in?
It's in Tampa.
It's in Tampa. Okay.
It is in Tampa. And Tampa has just been slumping,
They have
but
looked bad.
but it don't it none of it really, at the end of the day, week 1 through 17 doesn't even matter anymore. It's who steps up week 18, win or go home. And I just let me put it this way. Look, to my Carolina Panther faithful fan base, which I use that term loosely. I really don't like y'all. Some of y'all, the gloom and doom. Oh, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs and all this. How are you? How are you a fan? Here's the thing: we're in a position that a lot of people didn't even think we were even remotely close to being, and you choose now to, oh, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs. You're doggone it. A lot of people wrote the Carolina Panthers completely off. I did not. I don't know if anybody remembers at the beginning of the season, I said the Carolina Panthers would go 9-8 and possibly win the division.
I
Guess what?
scoffed. I scoffed.
Yeah.
I was a
Guess
scoffer.
guess what? The Carolina Panthers, if they win Week 18, they will be 9-8, and they will win the division. And the thing about it was that wasn't even a homer pick. I had a feeling that well, I knew Ted McMillan was going to make an immediate impact. I had a feeling that the guy could take the top off of defense. It's definitely extend plays and all the things like that. Oh, I forgot about this phone call. All right. Uh, yep, I knew. Let me get back right. Come on back. Come on, I could do this. There we go. All right. Do not disturb is something else. They're gonna be mad at me at the VA. But all right. See, but peep this. I don't even know what the phone call is for, but we're here now. With the Carolina Panthers, the defense is much improved. I did not think the defense was going to improve as well as they did. The O line has done better work to secure Bryce Young is not on his back as much. Now it's just a matter of getting separation from our wide receivers, reestablish the run game that we've been very successful with. When we establish the run, the Panthers win games. When we do not establish the run, we do not win games. And so when the Seahawks just came with it, they are the number one seed in the NFC for a reason. So why are people gloom and doom? Because we lost to the Seahawks. They're really freaking good.
They're good.
Like, what does it make you say, oh, well, that's what's going to happen in the playoffs? Yes, that happens every year. That happens to 31 teams. They lose to better teams. What? Just be happy that we're in a position to make the playoffs. What's the matter with you? But yes, win or go home. I think the Panthers can do it. I think that they've got the grit and determination. I think honestly that the Panthers are a better team. I think like momentum is everything, and the Buccaneers are going in the wrong direction. They couldn't even beat the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I was like, that was one thing I was hoping and praying that the Panthers could pull something off
In Florida, in the state of Florida. They didn't have to travel anywhere for that game.
I was like, can we pull off a victory against the Seahawks and not even have to worry about Week 18? No, we couldn't do that. We couldn't. No, we couldn't do that. That was way too much wishful thinking. And I was like, all right, all right. Well, it all's on the line right here. And then, like I said, I'm saying the Seahawks are the best team in the NFC, and they could easily be a 5 seed if they lose to the 49ers. It's
Yeah,
this is
it's
crazy.
pretty wide open week here. Pretty wide open.
But man, oh man, that is Week 18 of the NFL. Coming up. No, you know what? I ain't no coming up. Let's just roll into it. College football playoffs. We're down
Yeah.
to eight. We're down to 8 teams. We tried the group of five experiment with 2 teams from the group of five. Of course, they didn't make it past the first round. Everybody's like, "Oh, let's get rid of the group of five." Nope, they earned the right. They need to be in this fight, just like the lower level mid level teams in March Madness. We need it. These are college kids. Let them participate. Let them play their hearts out. JMU, Tulane, they earned it. Oklahoma, I don't know what happened. You fell apart. Um,
Oh, did they?
and Texas A&M, Who are you at the end of the season? Went 11-0 and then proceeded to lose the last two games of the season, and oh, they are really trying to get a hold of me. Scotty D, what I'm going to do? Give me a quick second. I'm gonna hit you up. Hopefully, this shouldn't take long. All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay, my bad. See, what had happened was I had a scheduled
Snack.
phone
You had a snack
call.
scheduled. You had.
No.
I'm
Had a
sorry.
phone call from my what the people do that give you the drugs, whatever, the pharmacist. My clinical pharmacist from the VA was calling me about my prescription medication and make sure they haven't died from taking the fat loss drug Ozempic. Oh, Ozempic. Hey, cut us a check. All right, because I'm gonna lose this weight. But see what but I feel good. I
Me
feel
too.
all right. But so we were talking about college football and the playoff system that they need to completely throw away. I am not going to go into detail about my whole proposal because that's a whole episode. I could talk about that for days. But the system that we have in place right now, yeah. Tulane, Jam, you already talked about them. Oklahoma, you are up 17-0 after the first quarter. You do realize that there are four quarters in a game. And then you let Alabama come back. I feel like the entire country was rooting for Oklahoma because
Yeah.
they're tired of Alabama.
It's Saban
Eh,
this time of year, man. You can't deal with Saban.
Well, it's not Saban, but it's that black
Saban's not
hoodie.
there. Saban's not there.
Saban's not there.
Oh,
It's that black hoodie and Kalen DeBoer.
Belichick.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
no, Belichick. Yeah, he's trying to find a new offensive coordinator to fix, but that's a whole nother story within itself. Oklahoma, Venables. What happened? The defense get tired? It looked like the defense got tired. Oh my dear sweet mother of God.
in the first quarter they got tired.
Let's see here. You know what? Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, people. Hold on 1 second. Because they keep interrupting me. I have it on Do Not Disturb.
Thank God we're not live.
We are, but we'll be all right.
Are you there, B Live?
I'm not. Hold on.
What's happening? What's going on in the world today? Yes, sir. Am I by myself? Okay. Hello out there.
All right. So, Oklahoma, what are you doing to me? What are you doing? Yeah, doing wonderful with this live situation. But yes, Oklahoma gave the game back up. Alabama moves on, and then Texas A&M 11-0. What happened? You face some real competition, and you fall apart. Then you face the real competition again in the likes of Miami, the ACC, where I guess it doesn't mean more to all the SEC pundits out there.
Did
And
you see
now,
that Miami won? Miami won the big game,
jeez,
10-3 in a thriller.
that was such a oh boy. But now, what do we have here? Oregon, Texas Tech,
Ooh, I like
Miami,
Oregon. I like Oregon.
Miami, Ohio State, Alabama. Who they face? Because I don't have it in front of me. I thought I had it in my head.
Ole
Uh,
Miss.
I think yeah, Alabama, Ole Miss, and then you got Georgia, facing who did I just mention? Lord Jesus. Okay,
Thank God we're not live.
leave me alone right now. A lot's been going on. I still ain't got my nap.
Miami, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas Tech, Alabama, Indiana, Ole Miss, and Georgia.
Is Alabama, Indiana?
It is.
Okay, cool. Appreciate you. All right.
Indiana 7-point favorites.
Ew. All right,
That's the
guys.
Rose Bowl at 4 o'clock on New Year's Day.
Man, let me put put it to you this way, the best way I put it. I don't like talking about what could happen and predicting and whatever. At this point in time, especially when it comes to college football, let's just sell it on the field. There was a discussion earlier in one of these groups I like to talk trash about, talk trash and whatnot, and saying, can we all agree that we have the top 8 teams in the college football playoff? I still don't say so because I'm an advocate for BYU. BYU lost one game in the regular season to the number 4 team in the country. They lost again in the conference championship, but the committee had them out of the playoff with just that one loss to the number 4 team in the country. And then they pushed them further out, losing to them again. I understand they lost to them badly. Alabama lost to Georgia by 3 touchdowns and didn't move an inch.
I think we already talked about this.
I know we did, but I know.
And they
I
almost
know.
lost to Georgia Tech, but they came back and won. So they're not on
Yeah.
the naughty list. They stay on the nice list. So.
But at the end of the day, I'm rambling a little bit. Let me Amtrak this thing. Let's sell it on the field. Vegas has all these things and whatnot. Sell it on the field. The Fighting Kirk Signettis in Indiana, can it continue this magical run of being undefeated? Can they be the first 16-0 team?
I think Alabama beats them.
You think that?
I kind of get that feeling. I don't know why. Saban this time of year, I tell you, it's.
You keep trying to put Saban in this. This is Caleb.
He still has an effect. He still lingers.
It's one of those things they can't go down 7. I promise you, they can't go down 17-0 to Indiana like they did Oklahoma.
Alabama getting 7 points. That's a lot of points to give Bama.
And that matters because it's that matters to all your people betting money or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's whoever wins outright. So I'm still leaning on Georgia. Georgia's my pick to win it all. I think that they have the more complete team. I think Miami upsets Ohio State.
I don't agree with you there, but I'd like to see it.
That's my pick. I just think I feel like at the end of the day, Miami's playing with house money. Nobody expected them to be here. And now they're just like, all right, well, fine. And they've got the most seasoned quarterback out of all of them with Carson Beck. He's been there before.
Yeah.
So, but that's where it's at right now.
I think the Buckeyes not only win, I think they cover that 9.5 point spread. I think they win.
9.5.
Yep. Ohio State minus 9.5.
That's disrespectful. Jeez, that is. Where's that game being played at?
That is in Jerry World.
Dallas.
Yep, it's a New Year's Eve game in Jerry World.
All right, well, we shall see. We shall see. Scotty D, you asked a question a couple weeks ago. Do you want to get into that favorite part of our show? You want to do that real quick? I feel like
your button hit it.
all that things.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, I'm gonna try this out. Hey, yo, button, hit it. Coming up next, our favorite part of the show: the choices of the voices. Coming right back at you at the Sports Bros podcast.
And now, our favorite part of the show, the choices of the voices.
Wait, here we go. Thank you to the wonderful and
ever so lovely Miss Button.
All right, for introducing our favorite part of the show, the choices of the voices. Man, Eddie, cool. Well, you a miss, bro. This is tough. But with that being said, we've been off for the past couple of weeks, but it gave you enough time to get in some very good answers to our question that we posed to you. Scotty D, can you let the people know what we asked of them the past couple of weeks?
Who is the meanest NFL player you ever saw? And you're right, we did have some good answers there, B-Lab. What do we have? What the
Oh,
people
yeah. Oh, let's come with it. Let's come with it. Terry Vaughn comes in. He says Chuck Cecil.
Chuck Cecil. He was dirty. Made the cover of Sports Illustrated for being dirty, for being a hard-hitting. I think he was a safety. He was a D-back that just he took guys out. He was a headhunter. He'd never get away with it in today's NFL, but this was early '90s, I think, was when Chuck Cecil was at his heyday.
All right. I love hard hits. I'm sorry. I know the CT and stuff like that today it's frowned upon, but it's just that's what
You
football.
can still hit them hard without taking their heads off, though. I agree with in that aspect, the head hunting rule. Now, sometimes I think they are going to be some helmet to helmet clashes that cannot be avoided, and they're not always the fault of the defensive player initiating it, and they get flagged, I think, unfairly in a lot of cases. But I can't say I disagree with trying to make the NFL safer for these guys, because you've seen what that CT has done to some of these guys. So Chuck Cecil was a mean guy, though.
Oh, yeah. Uncle Max, the Hall of Famer. This too easy. He says Ray Lewis, the dirtiest player to ever play the game.
Yeah.
He
was mean. He was mean.
Oh yeah. I tried to get that dance down. I still can't get that dance down.
He was actually even sometimes mean to his own players. I remember watching a clip of him one time where the defense went out and got a stop, and as he's running off the field, he yells to the offensive players, "Don't let him score."
Yes. It's simple. You know what I'm saying?
To his own offense, he said, "Don't let him score."
Don't let him score. That's wild. Trey Dizzle. Oh boy, you already know. He comes in with Dak Prescott. He took $240 million from a senile elderly man as to hold him hostage for months. He also tortures millions of people every Sunday, sometimes on Monday, and occasionally Thursday for a few months of the year. Extremely mean.
Yeah, I gotta go along with him on that one.
Yeah, that
he definitely took advantage of old Jera.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. Because I was looking at some numbers this year. It ain't on Dak Prescott this year. He's four.
See, that was the brilliance of Mr. Jared Jones for this year, because the last couple years, Dak Prescott started getting a lot of national heat, a lot of national attention for not getting it done. 3 straight, 11-5 seasons, no playoff wins, lost all 3 years in a row. The national media was starting to come after him a little bit. So what's Jared Jones do? He completely shuts down the defense for this year, so that all the negative attention is going away from Dak and onto the defense, while Dak has one of his Dak years where he throws for a bunch of meaningless yards, and everyone says, wow, it wasn't Dak's fault. So now it's been 2 years since the Cowboys have been in the playoffs, and that Dak's not producing in big games thing isn't being talked about as much as they're talking about, well, he had a top offense this year. If the defense was good, they would have been great. Brilliant strategy by Mr. Jared Jones to have such a lousy defense. Week before the regular season starts, trade your best defensive player. Do all that. Dump money into other areas of the team and not on the defense. So I think it was a brilliant move by Mr. Jared Jones to get the heat off of Dak for one more year. Yeah,
that is the genius that is Jared Jones. Yeah. Brad Thomas comes in. He says James Harrison and Ray Lewis.
Ooh.
But Vontaze Burfict might be the worst.
Oh yeah, Vontaze Burfict. Well, a lot of people credit him for knocking Antonio Brown silly to the point that he never came back from it.
That did, and I think yeah. A
lot of people think that. A lot of people really subscribe to that theory. When they played the Bengals and Steelers played in a playoff game several years ago, and he laid Antonio Brown out. And a lot of people said that was the beginning of AB. He started losing his mind, going wacky after that. And I don't know. There may be something to that.
There's a lot to it.
But he was a headhunter. He was also one of those headhunter players. He was pretty dirty.
Yeah, he also, and which mentioned James Harrison. Like, have you seen some of these wild, wacky workout videos that James Harrison does now?
Oh,
just what?
He was
Why?
insane, man.
Oh my god, what is wrong with this guy?
He could bench press a bus with people on it.
That's crazy. But yeah, all good answers. All good answers. Joey Jacobs comes in. Bill Romanowski, Jack Tatum, and maybe Jack Lambert.
Ooh, 3 mean ones. Those are all really good answers.
Romanowski.
He was mean. He was dirty at times too.
Yep.
And Jack Lambert, he was like the meanest guy on a group of mean Steelers from the 70s. Who was the other one who said Jack Tatum?
Jack Tatum, yeah.
Yeah, and Jack Tatum, he had that reputation because he laid out Darryl Stingley from the New England Patriots, and the guy never walked again. He put him in a wheelchair permanently. So he always had that. And all those Raiders guys of the 70s, they were all looked at as mean guys. It was that decade of the Raiders and Steelers, both just loaded with mean people on defense.
It defined an era, it was absolutely. And we continue on, and that's why some of these names are definitely coming up. Mick Jack Klingon. All right.
I don't know that one.
I don't know. Hey, welcome to the program. Jack Lambert. He comes in with a Jack Lambert mention as well. Yep. Oh, yes. Marcus James, my man, 50 grand. this answer I love. Steve Smith. This man whooped his own teammates' ass on a few occasions. He broke Ken Luce's nose. Plus, he would rough up DBs on the field too, as Akeem Talib and Roman Harper, amongst others. Steve Smith, Agent 89. Ice up, son. If you see this face, that means I scored. Oh my God. Steve Smith, one of my favorites to ever suit up and play the game. And he better get in the Hall of Fame. I don't understand why he would not get in the Hall of Fame. And I don't think with him, the numbers are there as well, but just his pure attitude and his grit, that I think that is just, it's Hall of Fame worthy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, Agent 89. If you see this face, that means I scored again. Brian Rosa, my man. Oh yeah. He comes in with Deacon Jones and Night Train Lane come to mind. Both had signature moves that were banned by the NFL.
Wow, I didn't know that Night Train Lane did. I remember Deacon Jones had the head slap. So whenever he would slap your helmet, and your eyes would blink, he'd go right around you. It would make your eyes automatically blink, and they took that move away. I don't know what Night Train Lanes was, but I know he was way in the past, played for the Lions and amongst other teams.
I'm gonna have to look that up myself, but yes. Deacon Jones, definitely. Yeah, that head's, oh yeah. Just rattle your brain. Speak of CTE. All right. Jennifer Roberts, resident UConn fan. She'll say her response, I'll say it wasn't Ndamukong Suh. She makes a mention of Ndamukong Suh.
I think she said it's not him, right? Didn't she say it's not him?
I'll say it wasn't him, but that was it. That was her mention. And I'm like,
yeah, because I put his picture on the post, so I think she was reacting to that.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I think that's what that was about. Yeah, and he was a Nebraska guy, right? Did he play college ball in Nebraska?
That actually sounds right.
She was a Nebraska fan, so that leads me to believe that was where that was.
I think she was a UConn basketball fan as well. But yeah, Nebraska football, that makes sense. All right. But yeah, so that was her response. Randy Martin, he comes in with Greg Lloyd.
Oh yeah. Greg Lloyd, him and Kevin Green were the opposite ends of the early 90s blast furnace Steelers defense. And by the way, Night Train Lane used to tackle people by the face mask. So the face mask rule came about because of him.
Oh, wow. Appreciate your research on that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's also how the Panthers lost this game against the Seahawks because that was a crucial face mask penalty on but I believe it was Smith and Jigba that J.C. Horn committed. But yeah, all right. Richard Briere also mentions Jack Tatum. All right, another Jack Tatum sighting.
I like some of these answers though.
Uh,
These
me,
full researched answers.
oh yes. Brian Lovell. He comes in with Mean Joe Green.
His name's Mean. So
Right. That's by default.
yeah, I mean, he has to be on the list, right?
Right. And you got to say it like that. Mean Joe Green. You can't say it any other way. Man, Brian, appreciate it. All right, JR. Smooth the Star Walker comes in with Vontez Perfect. Another perfect sighting. Oh, yeah. And that looks like that's my list right there of all of the choices of the voices answers. Appreciate all the participation from all of our listeners, subscribers, and all the things like that. Scotty D, what say you?
I jotted down two. One for, and actually, I'm surprised nobody said Ronnie Lott because he was pretty mean back in his day. So I did want to throw him, but one from both my favorite and least favorite team, James Harrison. If he was sitting there petting a puppy dog, I wouldn't say anything to him because I'd be fearing for the puppy dog's life. You know, I wouldn't go near James Harrison if he had anything delicate or of value anywhere within his grasp. That guy he just seemed mean, just a mean guy, and I think he was even mean in the locker room to people too. So he was one, and then for my favorite team, Charles Haley was a pretty mean guy back in the day. He was ferocious on the field and off the field. Matter of fact, I think even like threw a helmet through a wall or something in the year that Emmitt Smith held out and they lost the first two games of the season. And he was livid with Jerry Jones for not having Emmitt Smith on the team. And he threw a helmet through a wall. And he was just a mean, he had a mean, nasty disposition. And if you see him now, he's it's almost like a joke for him now at this point. Like I've seen, he's kind of come a long way. I think he might have had therapy. I'm not sure, but he's come a long way and matured into a Hall of Fame presence. I've seen him in years since. And he's very likable and funny guy now, but man, I wouldn't want to cross Charles Haley or James Harrison. So there were two of mine.
Oh man, when you asked this question a couple weeks ago, this guy immediately popped in my head because it's sort of a homer pick. I wish you'd have went to a different NFL team because I just don't like the Eagles. It is what it is. I said what I said, but right here from the heart, right here from Clemson. Weapon X, Brian Dawkins. That guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was nasty on the field.
Spitfire coming out of the locker room. Just his pregame antics just had you like, oh, you knew he was going to hit somebody. It didn't. He was going for blood every single time. He would give himself up on every single play, and man, oh man, it was like I said. I wish he was on another team, but man, just seeing him.
Me
play,
too. As a Cowboy fan, I wish that too.
God, because man, just seeing him all over the field. Like I said, the second that he's had the ball in his sight, he's giving himself complete. They're all gas, no brakes. Weapon X, Brian Dawkins for me all day. Man, oh man, just going through this question right here, I just want to run through a wall because these guys, all these answers just mean.
A lot of good answers on there, and there's probably another couple hundred that you could list that we didn't get to. But yeah, thank you to everybody for your thoughts on that one. There was some really good answers.
Absolutely. With that being said, Scotty D, you got something lined up for us to bring in the 2026 year?
We're going to be on the other side of this New Year's party next week when we do this. So we'll ask you, who do you think was the 2025 team of the year out of all sports? Who was the team of the year? you might want to look at some of the ones that won titles, won trophies. Just pick your team of the year for next year, and or for the next episode for this past year. We'll talk about who we thought was the team of the year for the year 2025. That'll give us something to talk about next week. Eddie Cole. NB Live.
Here said. Thank you to all of our participants. And let's do this all over again than it was before. Coming up next, I guess I have to tell myself to grab the pepper grinder.
Yeah.
Grab the pepper grinder because coming up next, a round of pepper. And this is going to be the end of the year style where we're going to come up with our 3 most memorable sports moments in 2025. Coming up next to finish off the year, a round of pepper right here on the Sports Bros podcast.
Okay, boys, let's bring it home with a round of pepper.
All right, a round of pepper, rapid fire style, 3 topics, 3 stories that happened in the 2025 year. And unlike Eddie Cool, I will not go first. I pass the ball over to the money man, Scotty D.
I don't know why this one stuck out with me because this wasn't a significant on-field thing, but one of the memories I have of this year was James Franklin from Penn State, a team that was very, very highly thought of going into the season. They were talking about possible national championship and Heisman candidate and all that kind of stuff, and then it went off the rails. And I just will remember Franklin in his last game walking through the tunnel with his kids and people yelling, "Fire Franklin, fire Franklin," and it was a horrible scene for him. And then he got like $45 million the next day, and then he got a new job in the ACC with Virginia Tech, and it all worked out for him. But I just will always remember that guy being with his family and just getting booed out of his own building. That sticks with me as one of the more memorable moments of 2025. Be Live, go ahead to you.
I'm going to do this. I'm a piggyback off of you when it comes to James Franklin, because this was personal to me because it literally just happened. The Pinstripe Bowl, New York City, Yankee Stadium. I was there. Clemson versus Penn State. Penn State ended up with the victory, and I'm okay with that because I braved the elements. There was snow all around the field. They cleared the field, but the snow was all around the field. There was snowballs being thrown all over the place. And I got the chance to spend the game with the Randall family. I got to spend the chance to spend it with Adam Randall. He's starting quarterback for the Clemson Tigers. His mom and dad were at the game, and they invited me to sit alongside with them. So hanging out with Jerome and Wanda Randall. Thank you so much. This is a memory that will literally last a lifetime. Like I said, despite the score, despite all the things, I got to see a Clemson bowl game. And now, unfortunately, I'm now 0-3 against teams in Pennsylvania that I have attended the games. This has got to stop. Scotty D. The ball. Jesus.
I'd like to invite you up for the next Pitt Clemson game here.
No.
So I think they're not on the schedule again next year either. So that'll have to wait. All right. One of the things that was to me was memorable was the World Series between the Dodgers and Blue Jays, and how on back-to-back nights the Blue Jays had the bat in their hands to win the whole thing, and then they were unable to come through, and the Dodgers repeat as champions. Heartbreak for the Blue Jays. Had the winning run thrown out of the plate in extra innings, and watched the Dodgers walk off once again with victory. But it was quite a World Series. The Blue Jays actually stood up to the villain there and stretched that thing out to 7 games. It was quite a World Series.
So 7 games, extra innings.
Extra innings, yeah.
They I epic,
Yeah.
epic, epic. I got a chance to watch it with a Dodgers fan, and it just means more and stuff like that. Being able to experience with fans of different teams or whatever. I don't like the Dodgers, but I like my dude. That's my dude, my man Tommy, and seeing his excitement and everything about that. I experienced a lot of the postseason with him, and I'm happy for him. I can't stand the Dodgers, but at least I'm happy for him. And speaking of arch enemies and arch rivals, comes to my second story of 2025, where a new queen, and I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna say it, a new goat has entered the chat when it comes to women's basketball. Former South Carolina Gamecock and now Las Vegas Aces star player Asia Wilson with her fourth MVP and also the Aces winning the WNBA championship. She is the queen of the WNBA. Stop talking about Caitlin Clark. Stop talking about Angel Reese. Asia Wilson is your star. She is the best women's basketball player of all, the greatest of all time. Nobody has gotten 4 MVPs, and she's only 29 years old.
Mm.
Like it's first ballot Hall of Fame, all the things, and Asia Wilson, true story of 2025. Yes, sir. Scotty D, the ball.
I will keep that in mind whenever I watch my first WNBA game. All right. So my last memorable moment. Well, I went to the U.S. Open at Oakmont back in the summertime. The JJ Spawn one. I went on the Friday or Thursday, one of the days. I went on one of the days, Thursday, I believe, and it was a memorable thing for me because I was with my dad and it was a local thing. It was a big deal out here. And that would be my answer, except for the fact that during the Masters this year, Rory McIlroy finally got his career Grand Slam. The Masters was a memorable year this year. It had to go to extra holes as Justin Rose just wouldn't go away. Rory couldn't shake him, and then he finally won on a playoff hole. And it was, what was it, 12 years, I believe, for Rory McIlroy between major victories, or 10 years or something like that. And for him to finally slip on the green jacket, I thought was a super cool moment. And I'm a guy who used to not like Rory McIlroy and have come then to really appreciate him in recent years. He almost went from a guy that I got sick of seeing win to an underdog type, and to see him finally break through and win the Masters was a pretty memorable, pretty cool moment in 2025. Be Live, what you got?
My final 2025 moment is it is beautiful and sad at the same time. But we witnessed almost a dismantling of a dynasty in the Super Bowl when the Philadelphia Eagles just throttled, destroyed the Kansas City Chiefs. And now we're watching a Kansas City Chiefs team that is 6-10. Their quarterback is out with all the knee messed up. Is this the end of the Kansas City Chiefs? But we watched that Super Bowl and we were like, oh my goodness. Because the Eagles were not playing around. And now we're embarking in this season's playoffs. Who will emerge? Because it's gonna be either, most likely it's gonna be somebody new. Eagles could repeat, but most likely it's gonna be somebody new. And somebody that we may or may not have had on our radar at all. The 2025-2026 NFL playoffs, they're among us.
Will
Who?
there be another pop star in the stands dating a quarterback? Will we get, who's going to take Taylor Swift's place, or will Taylor jump ship? Will she will she join forces with Josh Allen? I think he might have just got married.
I think he got married and just popped out a kid or something like that.
Trevor Lawrence, is he married? I think he's
Yeah,
married.
he's married.
Oh, that's okay. She doesn't go for quarterbacks anyway. She goes for tight end. So it could be anybody. It could be anybody. Could be
Wow.
Mark Andrews, who himself had a very memorable moment this past year when he kind of oopsied one on the goal line for the 2-point conversion back in the playoffs. But anyway, I digress. Oh, Paul Skeens won the Cy Young this year. It wasn't really a moment, but it was a cool thing for Pittsburgh people.
Yeah.
Oh, and one more. I want to say congratulations to Terrence Crawford on his first of many retirements from boxing.
First of many, Jesus Christ.
Enjoy your first retirement.
Oh.
Floyd Mayweather's talking about coming back, be live. Hear that one?
Oh, dear God.
He must have had a bad day at the casino.
Thank you, Anthony Joshua, for pricking Jake Paul's jaw in 2 different places. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, that was a sad night. Speaking of sad, though, did you see what happened with Anthony Joshua? He was in a very serious car accident. Yeah,
that's what. So
people perished in that car wreck. That he was not the driver, and
okay, yeah,
what had happened exactly, but bad situation. He was injured, so sad to him.
Yeah, to the families affected and everything like that. Man, the holiday season is something else, and just to go through tragedy and stuff like that. But we wish the families affected nothing but the best. Prayers and thoughts go out to all, and more than anything, we wish and pray for a positive, impactful 2026. Because the Sports Bros podcast, we're coming stronger, better than ever. We are playing 0 games when it comes to this podcast thing. Be on the lookout, because when I tell you I'm not playing around, we're not playing around.
Make the Sports Bros podcast great again.
Oh, dear sweet mother of God. In closing, do something for somebody and somebody else or whatnot. Scotty D's off. I'm out of here. Let me see if I can do this thing with my camera and everything where I fade out and I'm just, oh, there I am. Be live. Do something.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.